Welcome to Forensic Friday,
where we examine the intersection of true crime, psychology, and the heart of being human in the middle of it all.
Okay.
Well, hello, forensic friends.
Hello.
It's been a week. So I don't know when this will
You see
drop
my
exactly.
wine pour?
Yeah, Nat's on her second generous glass of wine.
Generous.
Generous. Yes.
I have to tell you though, you can't really see it, but it's my first Happy Mother's Day
Oh, that's
2025.
cute.
And we went to BJ's like on Mother's Day to celebrate with Cam and my mother-in-law and sister-in-laws. And they gave these away for free.
Oh, that's real cute.
I know.
I like that. I'm in my favorite pajama shirt that I've talked about several times on the pod. So if you're a long-time listener, you already know.
I love that. I'm in my pants from high school.
Oh, what shirt are you wearing? It looks like a work shirt. Looks like a polo shirt. Are you wearing a polo shirt to bed?
No, these are I have had two of these. Preston accidentally ruined my white one in the dryer, but they're my Viore, like they're my button ups.
You're like lumberjack shirts, but cute, but in a cute way. Yeah.
My cute lumberjack shirts.
You're cute lumberjack shirts.
Yes, that's them. My Preston accidentally ruined my white one, and I was livid.
No, that's devastating.
I was so mad. I was like, these shirts are not cheap.
Well, and that's when it was like a favorite work shirt when you were pregnant. You wore that all the time pregnant.
All the time.
You know,
And they don't have them. They don't have these.
well, I joke about you wearing a polo shirt to bed, but Mac occasionally will be so tired at night that he will fall asleep in his polo shirt.
Oh, I won't wear this to bed. I'll put on a different. I actually usually just sleep in my nursing bras now.
Well, of course, why not? It's comfortable.
Well, yeah, and I'm like when she's like not crying but yelling
Yeah.
in the middle of the night, and I have to take off a shirt, she's
Yeah.
not there for it. She's not loving it.
So, what I have planned for us tonight, I've been thinking about the week. I don't know when this episode will drop, but we've had a heavy week locally and as a
National.
country. Just been a rough week. Lots happening, lots of violence. Somebody got stabbed on the light rail in Arapahoe County.
Dude.
More stuff came out about the Evergreen thing. It wasn't a relationship thing,
I saw that.
which is alarming.
So alarming.
And you know what? I'll say this though, and I don't think I said this in the episode that dropped Friday. Law enforcement was there in 2 minutes.
They're picking it up.
Well, and this is Jefferson County. I mean, they were like right at the epicenter of Columbine. That's their county. And
Mhm.
they got there fast. And the other thing is, everybody in that school executed the plan that they had. And so he couldn't get into any classrooms. He was literally roaming the school trying to get in somewhere and he couldn't get in anywhere, which
Mhm.
is part of why there weren't more victims. So that's at least one reassuring thing is that the school had good plans in place and did what they needed to do. So,
Yeah.
but it's tragic. So I was thinking, all right, now I'm starting to feel protective. I'm alert. And granted, I wake up alert and just get more alert as the day goes on, but like
Right.
I'm feeling it and we've been talking about it. So some of my favorite research when it comes to prevention is actually the gait and victim selection study
Mm.
from like
I
1981.
I love this. I honestly, I know enough, but not that much. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. And what I did is I did a deep dive because I was like, you know what? When everything feels out of control, I'm the type of person I gotta have something to hold on to that I can do something with. Whether it's research or an approach or a phone call or a plan, I just need to do something. And I realize that's not beneficial to everyone. And we need to be able to sit in our feelings. I'm a literal therapist. Also, sometimes screw that. I need a plan. So I decided let's figure out how we can control something
Mm-hmm.
in a world that feels really dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So, and is dangerous. So the researchers in this particular study, and don't zone out on me, hang in there for like 5 minutes. I'm going to get through the research and then we're going to talk about how to kick some ass with it, okay?
We're here.
So Betty Grayson and Morris Eystein did this initial study. Again, it was the Gait and Victim Selection Study in 1981, and it was published in the Journal of Communication. And what it was looking at is, do offenders look for specific things, either consciously or subconsciously, when they are choosing victims?
Hmm.
So, what they did is they videotaped men and women walking on a busy street in New York. And then they showed these videos to both incarcerated offenders and non offenders.
Mm-hmm.
And they rated these people based on who were maybe easy targets or likely victims.
Mm-hmm.
And what they found was, of the offenders, they had striking agreement.
Hmm.
The incarcerated offenders were basically at a consensus point with
Mm-hmm.
agreement of who they thought would be an easy target.
Mm-hmm.
And what these researchers concluded, because the non offenders had no agreement, no rhyme or reason,
Right.
no real accuracy, they determined,
Right.
um, they started to tie it to the gait characteristics of the folks that were walking.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what they found: quote unquote, vulnerable walkers tended to be less coordinated or have uneven strides when they walk. They use shorter.
I walk like a trucker.
Yeah, this is my favorite thing about you. Like, you're tiny, but you're not someone that people would pick. People wouldn't pick me either. And here's what they found: it is not size or gender or any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Muscle tone, none of it. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll get into the deeper research here in a minute. But it really came down to a few things about how they walked. So, less coordination or coordinated uneven strides, shorter steps, and dragging feet slightly, poor balance or shifting their weight inconsistently, and then swinging their arms in an awkward or a limited way, which can show a little bit of nervousness. Even if you like cross your arms when you're walking, like
Yes.
that kind of stuff, it doesn't
Yeah.
look as loose and it doesn't look quite as confident. The offenders, this is the interesting part, weren't consciously able to explain the choices in detail. So it's not that the offenders said, yeah, this one walks a little different or this one has a limp. It was just, this is who they picked. And then the researchers looked, because they picked men, they picked women, they picked large people, small people, it didn't matter. And they always picked the same ones.
Mm-hmm.
So when it came down to it, instead of being specific traits, they just quote unquote knew who looked like easy prey. So you need to think about the world sometimes. As much as I like to see the good in the world, and I think there's so much good in the world, there are predators and
Mm-hmm.
there is prey. And I think we have to be mindful of how we show up in the world. So the other thing that they found, the last piece from that, is they selected which people would be targets within seconds. Within seconds.
That's wild.
hmm And there was a little bit of a theory that started to develop that posture might be some part of it too, but they really tied it to the walk.
Hmm.
Okay. So then they decide, okay, we're going to see if we can replicate this. This could just be whatever, a fluke.
Mm-hmm.
So Wheeler, Book, and Costello replicated this study in 2009. They did basically the same study, but they included psychopathic traits.
Mm.
Psychopaths are real good at this.
Yeah,
And
I
the more
bet.
psychopathic traits they had, the better they were at it. They were able to identify past victims and differences in gait. What
Wow.
that overlap was. And so they were able to actually pick up on people who had been victimized and were carrying themselves in the world accordingly.
Wow.
Made them look like an attractive target to a psychopathic person.
I hope so many people listen to this episode.
Oh, I do too. This is going to be major, and we're going to talk about it. So, the final study we're going to talk about in detail is Book, remember from the last study, Costello, and Camillin in 2013 started to look even past gait and posture and, previous victimization. And they start looking at facial expression and subtle submissive behaviors. And what they
Ooh.
figured out is that vulnerability is a composite signal, meaning it's a complicated multi-layer signal. Gait was the strongest indicator, but when you pair that with an anxious or submissive nonverbal cue, the risk of victimization increases dramatically. These are things like avoiding eye contact, hesitant pacing when you walk, tense shoulders. They can read those things. So if you have a walk that seems not as strong and confident or tight, and then you pair that with avoidance in eye contact, tense shoulders, hesitant pacing, boom, the risk went up
Damn, that's
significantly.
crazy.
Uh-huh.
You know what's nuts? Who was I talking to about this? I was talking to someone about this, and they asked me, I can't remember who it was. It wasn't a client, it was like a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked me, they were like, what makes some individuals, but women was their question, more targeted than others? And I said, I was like, I don't historically work with survivors or victims.
Mm-hmm.
I said I work with perpetrators because I would just rather get to the source of things. But
Mm-hmm.
I was like, there's something about individuals who've been victimized that they can read, but I have never like and I even I've told clients this in the past, like
Oh
not
yeah.
recently, but I'll say I don't know what it is. I have
Mm-mm.
no idea what it is, but there is something that they see and they know.
And now that Nat and I have done some work with psychopathic individuals, they will tell you.
Yes.
They will tell you, which is really eerie when it happens because they know. They know
Hmm.
someone's vulnerable and they can detect what those levers and buttons are. And some are higher functioning than others.
Hmm.
But remember, criminals are opportunists, and that's true pretty much across the board.
Yeah.
If a door's unlocked, they're going to go through that door. If a door has a security system sign and the other
Yeah.
one does not, they're going to go through the one that does not. Like,
Well, we learned this from Ice-T.
oh, Ice T.
I love him.
Yeah, his story was, hey, I didn't get caught. I never got caught.
He never got caught. He also went for crimes that they were not personal to people. It
Yes.
was all money related.
And he ripped off really, really high-end jewelry and that kind of stuff. So maybe they would steal $200,000, maybe less, $100,000 worth of jewelry. The jewelry store would file an insurance claim for like $500,000 and
Yeah.
everything goes away.
Yeah. And the MRT brain part of that is that they knew that.
Yes.
So he was like, we were doing us a favor and them a favor.
Well, I told you about my client who got my keys back for me when I locked my keys in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulled the thing out of his coat, the little locksmiths have them to get
Yes,
into your
yeah,
car. Yeah.
yeah.
He pulls it out of his coat and I was like, "What the hell, man?" Like seriously. He was like 22 years old. It's like, "Dude, this isn't great. Okay, I'm your therapist." He goes, "I use my powers for good, not evil." That's what he said. He was my favorite. He was the one who was a rapper who did the song at the end. If you're
Oh,
listening to
yeah.
this, you're still one of my all-time faves. He's
Love
so
that.
great. And so he helped me get my keys out of my car, which was hilarious. And he actually was very protective of our facility and us and the group and everything. But I really challenged him one day about his history of stealing cars.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "I don't steal from people." And I was like, "Excuse me, yes you do. Like, hello, scoreboard. Yes, you do. You steal from
Right.
people, you steal
Oh,
cars,
you
you
told
steal."
me this. Yes.
Yep. And he looks at me and he goes, "I don't steal from people, I steal from insurance companies.
Mm-hmm.
And when I steal this car from these people, they will get a car from their insurance company and it'll probably be better than the one they had before."
Mm-hmm.
And I had to educate him on a couple of things because, granted, his upbringing was antisocial, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bud, there's deductibles, there's inconvenience, there's depreciation on cars. Somebody could actually end up upside down on their car. Like, I had to explain this stuff, and he goes, "Oh, shit, I never thought about any of that." I'm like, "Well, I know, because I know who raised you. They were stealing cars. I mean, he was practically brought home in a stolen car. You know what I mean? So, from the hospital. So,
Poor buddy.
I don't think he
He
had
didn't
much
have
of
a
a
fighting
fighting
chance.
chance. But when I
No.
really explained it to him, he did have the capacity for empathy, this particular kid, and he was able to sort of go, "Oh, well, that's kind of shitty. I don't know that I want to do that to somebody." I'm like, "Yes, we're getting somewhere." So they replicated this again and again and again from 2010 to the 2020s, like to today. They're still replicating this study, and they have not had a contradictory replication. It is, we can replicate it even across cultures.
Mm.
This isn't even like culturally specific to the US. This is like international. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I want to discuss. Couple of takeaways that I
Okay.
have from this, and then I want to talk to you about body stuff because this is your jam. This
Yeah.
is movement, strength, all the things, right? You and I work super well with angry, violent men. And part of it is because we don't take shit from anybody. Some of them
Look at my
have,
shirt. This
I
is
know.
like a trucker shirt, but from a very fancy company.
No, it's beautiful, but they don't know that. I wear hot pink, they still don't mess with me. And
That's
part of it
fine.
is because I think the way that we carry ourselves, I think we are fortunate that we have not had some of the same victimization that this kind of predator might look for.
Mm-hmm.
And so we look at him like, "What is wrong with you, dude? Not what's wrong with me. I'm fine. You
Like
have
when,
a problem."
like when that one person came in and said, "Good morning, sunshine," and
Yeah, we're
instead of
just
being
so
like,
happy.
"I don't love that," I said, do not call me sunshine."
No, I let a guy treat me like his secretary for 15 whole minutes before he walked into a session with me as his facilitator.
Oh, that's fun.
He goes, "Hey, babe, I need you to look this up for me." I was like,
Oh, hell
"Oh,
no.
okay, I'll play." I mean, I was the only one there. I was like, "Wow, this is going to be fun." So I sit down. I'm like, "What do you need me to look up?" And I look up all the things. And I walked in and say, "I'm your DV therapist. Like, what's up?"
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a long journey for you.
Mm-hmm.
He apologized on the last night, which was pretty hilarious. He told the whole group the story on the last night, which was great. Couple takeaways. Number one, and you hear this all the time. Let me get my disclaimer first. Back up. Here's my disclaimer. No one is responsible for being victimized. You
Mm,
are not victimized because of how you walk, how you talk, how you dress. Like, that is not a straight line. So, what I don't want you to hear is any version of the bullshit that we tell women about how they're responsible to protect themselves from the ridiculous evil thoughts of someone else.
correct.
That is not on you.
Correct.
Nat and I would like to empower you. And in the words of our true crime mothers, Karen and Georgia, fuck politeness. Like, there are things that you can do that set you up to be a little bit safer in the world. You are still
Mm-hmm.
not responsible for someone else's choices. You cannot control someone else's choices. But
Mm,
if we can create even one tiny layer of any kind of protection, I want you to have it.
yeah.
So, takeaways. Number one, walk with confidence, having your arms free so that
Mm-hmm.
you can walk in a relaxed way where you're swinging your arms and you're feeling good and you're moving and
Mm-hmm.
moving at a pretty good clip if you're physically capable to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Head up, making eye contact, not staring down at your phone, not arms crossed. Don't do the scared girl thing.
Mm-mm.
Men can read that That's not even a psychopath reading that. That's all men. If
Mm-hmm.
you're hunched over with your arms crossed, I don't care if you're cold. Walk faster, warm yourself up, swing your arm.
Right. Yeah. Well, you'll warm up if you move more.
Also, like you're a hop and a skip from giving him hell. I mean, that is how we're going to show up in the world. Okay? A good man will not be intimidated by how strong you are, how quick you walk, the look on your face when you're walking around in the world. You don't need to make yourself small for anybody. There you
No.
go. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Second, if you've had an injury, PT and strength training.
Yes.
So one of the things I had this conversation with my dad the other day because he was at CrimeCon with us. So my mom was home with my son, and they have a 120-pound white German Shepherd that will tear your face off. They can't even leave her with the house cleaner. You know what I mean? It's like that is security incarnate, and she's obsessed with my son. If you even look at him wrong, like,
She's so cute too. I've seen her.
oh, she's cute, but I mean, she is a little unhinged. I mean, I don't, we should make a dog collar with little unhinged. It would fit her like a
Hmm.
glove. So sweet to the five people she loves. Everybody else, she does not give a shit.
She liked me.
Yeah, but she's pretty funny, man. Like,
Yeah.
there was a sound in downstairs one time, and my dad doesn't hear terribly well. And so one of the things that I think really is comforting to him is she hears everything.
Yeah.
There was a noise in the first floor of their house. And my parents are um vigilant. I don't think they're hyper vigilant, but they're vigilant
Sure.
about being safe.
Sure.
They lock up, they do things around their house to be safe. My dad opened the door and let Fiona go. She went downstairs and she searched every room of the house and then came back up and went to bed on her own. She literally cleared the downstairs of their house. Like she was just bred for this.
Mm-hmm.
Honey's an idiot. I mean, I don't she gets in the if we do an order, did I tell you about the time that a Shipt shopper came with our grocery order and Honey jumped in their car?
Yes, you did.
She just wanted to go home with them.
Like, bye.
One of these things is not like the other. Honey does not make me safer.
No, honey actually probably increases your risk.
Garrett's Beretta makes me feel safer, but Honey doesn't necessarily make me feel safer.
Mhm.
So I think one of the things that we need to consider as we get older, and this was the context of my dad and I's conversation, is older people are frequently a target.
Mm-hmm.
And this happened to my grandmother when she was in her 80s and she kind of got strong arm robbed. They didn't pull a weapon or anything, but they forced their way into her house and they told her they needed to do work on her house and she knew something bad was going on and she
Oh,
went in the maintenance
right.
room and she knew she was so smart in that moment. Nat, she knew to just stay really calm and just act kind of confused. And I think they would have hurt her if
Yeah.
she hadn't done that, but they
Do you know
went,
the cops?
oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, they filed a police report, but I mean, a bunch of her stuff, we never got a bunch of her stuff back. But I mean, it was an operation they pulled on her because she was older. She's living alone. Widows in particular living alone, like it's dangerous.
Yeah.
So one of the takeaways I thought of is if you're getting older or recovering from an injury,
Mm-hmm.
being as strong as you can be, like this makes good sense in light of this. Because remember, they looked at not just women, men too.
Mm-hmm.
Men, particularly in big cities, but really anywhere, you can be a target for getting mugged and stuff too. So
Yep.
just
Yep.
being physically kind of coordinated and strong makes you a little bit
Yep.
less likely to be a target. And not everyone's able to do that. Like people have real disabilities and everything else. But if you have the capability to do this, it's good to do this.
Yep.
The other thing is continuing to move as you age. That was something as I sat down and I did just kind of like oh gosh, what do I do with this? Because I've known about this research for a long time. I didn't go this deep before, but continuing to move so that you're still spry enough to look like you would be a problem. You
Yeah.
know, you
Yeah.
would not be easy.
Yeah.
And then this is the part I want your take on embodied trauma recovery.
Hmm.
So when we talk about doing EMDR, let's say, and a lot of people know what EMDR is, a lot of our listeners know what EMDR is. You don't have to just sit on a couch and do EMDR. I
Right.
was trained by a woman who there's a part of EMDR called future template where you actually envision either the traumatic incident or something similar that might happen in the future, and
Hmm.
you work your way through it with the bilateral stimulation. Well, the gal who taught me, shout out to Barb Myberger, because she was really ahead of her time and taught me things that are now standard, but at the time were kind of cutting edge.
Hmm.
And she talked about taking her clients and having them adjust their posture.
Yeah.
And I did this with a couple domestic violence survivors that I had before I was ever a DV
Mhm.
therapist. And I said, hey, what if for this next part, you sit up really straight with your shoulders back and you look straight ahead, or
Mhm.
let's stand up. Let's stand up with like a strong posture. Let's do that. And we would work on that a little bit. And so
Yeah.
that's taking that healing and
Love that.
in a somatic way, bringing it into your body.
Yeah.
What are some things, Nat, that you can think of as a very body focused therapist and just in your own life? I mean, you're an
Journey. Yeah.
exercise fitness person.
Yeah.
What could people tell their therapists or look for in
Hmm.
a therapist if they have this kind of healing to do?
Well, I think to look for someone who is trauma informed, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, here's the thing. We can we can look for a therapist, but it really actually the therapist isn't going to tell you who you should or shouldn't be, and they're going to give you things to maybe do to help.
Mm-hmm.
I firmly believe when it comes to this kind of stuff, right? Like confidence building and all of that, no one's going to give that to us.
Mm-mm.
A therapist can't give that to us. A relationship can't give that to us. It comes from within. And so I will say, like you said earlier, I've never been in a relationship. I've never had family who have victimized me in that way.
Mm-hmm.
The worst I've ever been through, thank God, is working in the restaurant industry and working for creepy managers.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that was pretty awful. Like there were times, I would call in and see who was managing so I could mentally and physically prepare myself. But I wasn't ever like fully victimized. But I will say
Mm-hmm.
things to work on your confidence are, I love what you said. If you're doing trauma work, sit up straight,
Mm-hmm.
right? Work on the things, think about the things that are going to help you feel better about you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I think of you and I walking. Like I'm picturing I'm just picturing people walking,
Oh yeah.
making so much sense to me.
Well, we could pick each other's walks out of a lineup. Like I know your walk because we run into each other 85 times a day. I
Yes.
see you walk all the time.
Yes. And so I'm sitting here thinking like I walk like you like to reference, I walk like a trucker,
You sure do.
which is hilarious. I don't see it, but
Yeah.
if everyone else sees it, that's great.
I think it's fantastic.
Right. And you walk, you don't walk like a trucker,
No.
but you don't look down.
Mm-mm.
You look straight ahead.
Oh yeah.
And I think part of this is it's like the core of it goes down to confidence. I would say some movement things that help build confidence
Yeah.
are, and this isn't like do this and you'll be fine.
No.
Not the case, but like therapy plus some of these things will actually be really helpful.
Yeah.
But I will say my confidence built when I was doing strong strength training,
Yes.
which is bilateral,
Yes.
sometimes stimulation, right? So unless I'm doing things that are together, like if I'm doing bicep curls
Yeah.
and they're together, that's not bilateral. But if I do one, the other, it's actually, and you have to focus because you're counting, it's actually connecting the two sides of my brain,
Yes.
right? If I'm walking, right? I can walk and think through like, okay, posture up. And I don't think like posture up because I don't want to be victimized. I think posture up because I don't want bad posture,
100%. It's
right?
good for
But
your body.
it's good for your body. So if you
Yeah.
think of like what is healthy for me, okay, posture up is healthy for me.
Mm-hmm.
strength training is healthy for me. When
Mhm.
you focus on the things that actually increase your health, even when you walk, right? It actually exudes like it projects confidence.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Makes total sense. And you can do self-defense and all that. That's all great.
Yes.
But here's the thing, though,
It
how
doesn't
we show
change
up in the
though.
world is
Yes.
probably more important
Yes,
in
it
many
doesn't
ways.
change that. Just
Mm.
no self-defense class that you take is going to change how you view or feel about within yourself. So again, this is why I'm so passionate about like, movement and therapy and all of the things is because when we can connect, like, okay, I want to feel better about myself. I don't want to live into what I've experienced. We have to start having our body match what we want to feel.
Yes. And
Me-
people might look at you now and you're just very athletic and capable. And so a lot of people may see you and really relate to that and go, "Yes, I love this. I get on my Peloton, I run, I do whatever." If you are a little more like yours truly, and it's not that I'm unathletic, but just haven't done it in a while,
Mhm.
um, anything helps. Anything helps. But also, I was thinking that when I'm walking, this is so like embarrassing to say out loud, but I'm just gonna say it. My general mode in my head is like, go! Like that is like literally how I live. Okay.
Yes,
I'm not saying this is always fun for me or the people who love me. But there's not an ounce of timidity in my brain.
I know, but this
But
is
listen,
no. Okay, I'm listening.
I
I'm
was a timid child. I was timid my entire life until I came out of my shell. People don't know this. And I did have some very hard things happen when I was timid. And I have had a couple of scary things happen, just never intimate partner violence. So when the men come in who've really hurt their partners, I've never experienced, but I've had some scary things happen.
yeah.
But the thing that shifted for me, like in middle school, going into high school, is I came out of my shell a little bit, but my internal dialogue
Mm-hmm.
did change. It
Hmm.
can change. It did
Yes.
change.
Yes.
And it has had a dramatic impact on
Yeah.
what my life looked like after that. And so when we say in therapy to start to have embodied trauma recovery, what we're talking about is that recovery doesn't just happen in your head. And in your head, it's like, I can do hard things. It's like, let's
No.
go. Like, it's just different.
LFG.
It's just different. Like when Nat says full send, it's like I'm gonna show up in the world
Yep.
like I belong here,
Yep.
like I matter, like what I say has a place and is important. And you have to work up to that. Like that's not something you don't just flip a switch. You're not doing anything wrong if you don't have that.
Yeah.
But the pursuit of that is beautiful.
Yes. Well, and you're absolutely right. I have to tell you something after we're done recording, which we'll get to after we're recording because we can't put it in the podcast.
Is it your internal dialogue? Because now you have me.
Oh, it has no,
I think
no.
I know what yours is. It's pretty similar to mine.
Well, my internal dialogue. So I will say, as you were saying, like you used to be really timid. I don't think I was timid, but I was insecure. I definitely had a lot of insecurities growing up. And I think it was in my 20s where I had this weird shift.
Hmm.
And I don't know what it was. Like, I can't tell you what it was.
I know.
But I had this weird shift in my 20s. I was still single. I'd moved back from Seattle because I was so insecure in Seattle. I was just not myself. It was a
Mhm.
whole thing. But I moved back and I was trying to figure out who I was again. And I remember like I was like dating a little
Mhm.
and I'm never like one to like seriously date someone, but this was like the first time in my life where like a couple of guys that I know of, okay,
Yeah.
where a couple of like more than one human was interested in me.
Yeah.
And And I was like, okay, well, like I'm not seriously dating anyone, but I will go have coffee or I'll go on a walk or whatever with
Yeah.
whoever. So, but I remember I like got to this place where I was like, I'm I'm actually a pretty cool human
Yeah.
and no one dictates who I am or how I see myself.
Mm-mm.
And it was this shift. I am not kidding you, Janine.
I know.
It was the shift, and I that was when I started getting asked out by like so many people. And I'm not like trying to turn this into this like if you're confident you'll get asked out. That's not what I'm doing. But what
No.
I'm saying is people saw me and they were like, she knows who she is. And
Yeah.
I wasn't always like that. I wasn't.
And that affects our careers, our relationships,
Yes.
everything.
Yes. And like I said, it was not how I always was. I was very much like my identity rested on how people saw me and whatever. And like it fluctuated. I mean, you know this, like even in jobs. This was after I had gotten my first therapy job. I was very much like always scared all the time, right?
Oh.
But it comes back to like how do we see ourselves? So when you're talking about that internal dialogue, like if we don't have a solid narrative of who we are,
Mm-hmm.
how I walk isn't going to necessarily do much. I could still walk differently and maybe not be targeted, but
Mm-hmm.
it starts with how we see ourselves.
Yeah, I think it does.
Does that make sense?
Yes. And I also do think if we go beyond just like how to not get targeted by a really bad human, an antisocial person who's looking
Right,
for an easy target, which
right.
could be because your leg's in a cast and you're on crutches, and so it's
Just
easier to
awful.
steal your purse. Like, I mean, it could be, we're literally talking about even that, right?
Right, right.
But when we're talking about intimate partner relationships, I think when we heal and we have confidence, whatever that looks like, you can be a quiet person, you can
Mhm.
be a loud person, and still have an internal sense of self.
Yes.
Healthy partners really value that in a partner.
Yes.
Unhealthy partners don't.
Yes.
And they'll
Correct.
either start to bring you down or they will target you because they can control you. And so if you're in therapy, and I know a lot of our forensic friends are in therapy, well done you. We both also have excellent therapists. If you're in therapy, find out what you're doing. First of all, it's
Yeah.
really okay to ask, like, hey,
Yes.
what's the plan here? how do how do I get this piece done? I want to work on this specific thing, whatever it is. I want to
Right.
build my confidence. I want to do my trauma work so that I feel better and show up better in the world. Like you can actually ask questions about that, and therapists are trained in that.
Yeah.
Many, some more than others, but many of us are. But I really think it affects our partnerships. And even when I think in career, when I've had difficult interactions with people, when I really look back at what was going on in my brain,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't help.
I know. Yep.
And even when I was confident, if my brain was not online in a positive way and in a self-affirming way,
Mm-hmm.
it showed up in every area of my life.
Yep.
So
Yep.
now, I mean, you know what? The 40s are good, man. I don't know why people are stressed about 40. I think 50 is going to be even better. I like me. I'm so imperfect. I have 1 million things to work on, but I genuinely like me. And one of the things that's fun, I think, in our friendship, Nat, is we really do just like ourselves. I don't think there's a lot of
Yes.
pretense. I don't think we're over. I can laugh at myself. I am ridiculous. You
Mm-hmm.
can we laugh at each other all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know that deep down, when the chips are down, like you do actually know yourself pretty well. And I think that you like you.
Oh, I do.
And so it gives us a lot of room. And you know
Yep.
that about me. I like
Yep.
me.
Yep.
I really do. And I think that's important. And so that is my mini. I thought that was so interesting,
I
just
did.
from a keep ourselves safe perspective, but also healing.
Yes. And like yourself, respect yourself, you know? And if you don't, me saying that's going to not resonate.
Hmm.
Find a therapist who will help you start to look at the things that you struggle with
Hmm.
that will make all the difference.
Yes.
So,
And I love to, and maybe we'll post some funny things. This would be a great listener question. What do you tell yourself? Like if you feel like somebody's going to mess with you, or if you're feeling down or whatever, like what are some of the things you tell yourself? One of the things I tell myself is like, I'm not the one. Like if somebody starts messing with me, it's like, I'm not the one to mess with. You don't want to mess with this. Not because I'm going to hurt somebody, but
mhm,
because I'm just not going to tolerate it. And I don't.
mhm,
And I'm
mhm.
going to say it out loud like the first time, and it's going to be awkward and weird.
I think the thing I tell myself is I don't have time for this.
You do. You say that with your outside whole chest voice as well.
I'm like, what are we doing? We had a meeting like that this week, and I'm sitting there. I'm like,
Yeah, we're not. I'm just not doing this today.
I don't
Mm-mm.
have time. I
Not
don't.
doing this.
If you don't come correct, we don't have time.
I did that in a session. We had a staffing, and I just said, "Yeah, we're just not. I'm just not. We're not doing this.
Yes.
We're just not doing it." And that
I
is
don't.
something that we'll say also. Is like,
I don't have time. You know
we
what I
don't
mean?
have
I
time.
value my time because my time is valuable.
It really is.
So,
It
so we
really
gotta
is.
start looking at what are we saying to ourselves. If it's like, you know what, you know, I didn't deliver the best that I could. No,
Mm.
no, 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 no.
Well, and you know what? Now, I was just thinking about us as therapists too. One thing that develops in us, but definitely resides in us at this point, is if I'm confident in my ability to help someone, they're going to feel more confident in their ability to get better. And it's not because I have all the answers, but it's because I feel confident that we can do this
Together.
together. And
Yep.
it makes people feel really safe. And we've been working with younger clinicians quite a bit. We do a lot of supervision, and we're trying to help them wrap their head around that how we
Yep.
show up has an impact on how our clients feel,
Yep.
you know? And
Yep.
so that's true in every job I can think of.
Yep. No, I like this. The good many.
This is something that you can actually put in your back pocket and
Hmm.
start thinking about. And maybe ask yourself if you're walking with your arms crossed and your shoulders are kind of hunched in, like pay attention to your posture. I want you to ask yourself, what am I thinking?
And here's the other thing. This is something that I do. I think of like, I don't do this often.
Mhm.
I was thinking like when I walk into a Walmart late at night,
Oh, yeah.
that doesn't happen like hardly ever.
Not anymore. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But I put my phone in my purse. I
Yep.
put my keys in my purse and I walk with both hands down
Yep.
and I walk in like I own the fucking joint.
100%.
Like,
I walk
mess
in with an
with me.
energy that would communicate that I might be there to rob it.
Right. No, same.
Literally
Dude,
like
same. And it's like,
laser focus. Yes.
mess with me. I might be small, but this isn't going to be easy for you.
No, she's a honey badger. She will climb you like a tree and
Yeah. Like, dude,
end it.
I will wreck you.
No, I know.
So, like, but you gotta walk like I might not, but like you gotta walk like you feel it.
I remember when Gary and I were dating, he did comment on that one time because you know me, I'm friends with everybody. I love people. I say thank you. If you are the barista at Starbucks and I'm in the drive-through, I'm gonna probably tell you something about your outfit that I like. I'm gonna absolutely smile at you and have a conversation. You may tell me your life story. I mean, these are things that actually happen.
Yeah.
But if I ever, for 1 minute, get a sense that I may or may not be safe, there is a shift.
Oh
Nat
yeah.
has seen it in me before, and it is like it's
Mm-hmm.
just done. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's a laser focus.
Yes. No, yeah, that's how I am. And
Yeah,
I'll get out fast.
yeah,
I'll get out fast.
absolutely.
I'm even thinking of a situation. One time I went to this car wash. This was back when I lived in Denver.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, Janine. And here's the thing. Also, you guys, your spidey senses, stop ignoring them. Because
absolutely. Bust through the back door. Explain
they
later.
your spidey senses tell you something, okay? So
Yes.
I'm going through this car wash. I'm parking to like vacuum it. And
Hmm.
I park, I don't, if I can help it, I don't ever park directly next to someone. Like, I,
Yeah.
I don't, one, I don't want to share the freaking vacuums. And two, like, I don't want to talk to anyone.
No.
So I park, this person parks right next to me. The whole thing's freaking open.
Hmm.
And I'm like, this is not a good thing. So, and it's a dude. And he gets out, I'm vacuuming my car, and I like, my posture changes. I'm like,
You're
I
looking at him.
I will fucking fight you. Like,
Absolutely.
bring it on if
Me and
you
my crumbs would
mean
probably go home, but yeah.
so, but this guy,
Yeah.
he goes into the part next to the little lot next to me,
Mm-mm.
vacuum my car, and I start to vacuum quicker because I'm like, I got to get out of here. This just
You don't
feels
like
real
it.
bad.
Mm-mm.
So then he like starts to kind of follow me,
Oh, yeah.
and I look at him and I go, "Can I help you?"
Mm.
And he was like, "Oh, you're just really pretty. Can I get your number?" And I said, "No, I'm married." And I got in my car and left. And he got in his car and tried to follow me.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Oh yeah, no. And I was like, I will end you.
Yes, I mean,
He didn't follow me. I should rephrase that. He did. He got in his car, he got behind me. I turned right, he turned right, and then I turned, I like made a few turns and then he like dropped it. But
yeah. Oh, yeah, no. Well, I remember one more story and then we'll wrap it up. But I could tell stories all day about this because
oh, I know it's nuts.
this is the thing that men don't understand that we try to help them understand in DV treatment. This is a daily occurrence for women. It's
Mhm.
daily. It is a daily vigilance that we have because of things that have happened. It's
Yes.
the almost problems. There's
Yes.
too many to count. I was leaving when I was in private practice and my office was in a pretty sketch part of, A Town, Aurora.
Sure.
And I was next to an extended stay hotel and I was the last person in the building always because I worked till 10:30 at night, which is stupid. But I saw clients that late and some of my clients were a little rough around the edges, so it wasn't necessarily the best to walk out with them either. So I would kind of hang out for a minute and then go. And I get in the elevator and this man, the hand comes out as the elevator's closing
Oh,
to
hell
play with
no.
me. And I was like, mm-mm. So he gets in and I meant to say, hey, how's your night? Because I will like talk to you.
Oh yeah.
The first things I'll do, right? I meant to say that, but instead, I think I was really tired and I was like, what's your deal? That's what he said. In retrospect, is a little confrontational for being
A little.
alone with a man in an elevator late at night. And he kind of chuckled, and I was like, oh, because it was only like one floor down. I was like, oh, have a good night.
Hi.
Just beelined out of there. But I was like, I just picked a fight. Not only was I like taking up my own space, I almost picked a fight with a man in an elevator, which is so
Well,
stupid. But
I
what I
get it.
meant to say was like, hey, how's your but like conversational did not go down that way. Just bloop, came out of my mouth. But you know what? Who knows? Maybe subconsciously I was picking up on something. I didn't
Yeah.
like the hand in the door thing. Did not like. So I think my nervous system was a little like, and we've established we're both fight people.
Hmm.
So there's that. You know,
Yeah, I won't go easy.
it is also good if you know what you tend towards, and we're all different in different situations, but if you know which way you tend to go, if you're feeling uncomfortable, that's just good information because if you start to feel like for me, I will literally ball my hand into a fist. Like I can feel it. That's helpful because it's information before anything
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I need to leave. I think I'm feeling uncomfortable,
Yeah.
or whatever. I
Yeah.
don't have to go get in a fight with somebody.
No.
But if you're a freezer and you start feeling flooded and you find yourself looking around and not wanting to go anywhere, or I don't know, all of a sudden you want to leave real, real, real bad, like listen to that instinct before it gets
Yes.
worse, you
Do
know?
it. Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Mm.
To feel it, your spidey senses, y'all, they tell you something.
Oh, I know. Gift of Fear. I'm going to do a whole episode on Gift of Fear because I talk about it all the time, but it's one of my favorite books
We
ever.
should we should talk about it because yes.
It's like it's probably, I mean, it's in my top 5 favorite books, to be
Here's
honest.
what I would love for our listeners to do, and I'll do like a little thing. I would love to know when you feel like you're in a situation or something starts to like feel weird.
Hmm.
what are the feelings you get? So you said you like tend to ball your fists up. I can feel my shoulder shift back,
Oh yeah.
right? Like I feel my posture change
Hmm.
where it's not like open, but I'm like, I'm I'm alert,
Hmm.
right? I would be so curious for our listeners to know what you guys do, and that might tell you what type of vibe you're giving off. And so like be mindful of that, but share it with us because we would love to know. And then we can like talk about it on a podcast.
Maybe share your stories. And if you don't want to share them publicly, if you want to share it anonymously, but you think it might be beneficial to other listeners, you can DM Nat and we'll share
Yeah.
them.
DM
You
us
don't
and I'll
have to
share
share
it
your information.
anonymously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd love that.
Oh, well,
Well,
we love y'all. Be safe
be safe. We love you guys.
and walk like a trucker.
Well,
That's the message.
walk like a gnat.
Walk like a gnat, walk like a trucker, take up
Yep.
space like a Janine. That's what you're gonna do.
Maybe we'll film me walking.
We should walk together because we are literally like the Bash sisters. Like you walk like a trucker, and I walk like I can take up as much room as you'll give me.
Right.
You know, I'm like, oh, where's my crown and my carpet? Because I feel pretty comfortable in the middle of this hallway.
I'm like, where's my truck?
Absolutely. Wear that shirt and we'll get a video of you walking down the hall.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Perfect.
All right. We love you guys.
As always.
Bye, forensic friends. I'm Janine.
And I'm Nat.
And as always, thanks for listening and join us next week for more crime, psychology, and heart.